Once you get curious about stuff, start looking into it, you can feel like you can do a lot of things. And if you can't do it, you can go and mess with it a little bit and figure it out and do it.
So I just started to get the idea, kind of a dream of a place where the tools would be here, the students wouldn't have to buy them, and where we could have professional tools and students could learn to use them. This is our space, it's dedicated to us, so all of our equipment is in here. It's safe when we leave, so we can leave work in progress.
When it comes to the makers movement, why I think that's so important is, honestly, this sounds a little contrite maybe, but that's what built America. I mean, we were a nation of makers. We showed up here and started making.
It satisfies the creative part because I can, make it however I want and make it look however I want. The cutting of the loaves, I can make, do different designs. It's good for my brain, it's good for my body. It satisfies every part of me.
Maker culture is something that it's human culture. So an inclination to make, an inclination to use tools, an inclination to design around something that will serve a purpose and make life easier or better or more interesting.
We're so connected with our community partner, Tribune Showprint, and if we were in a different location from them, their impact on us would be less than 1/10 of what it is now. Because they're right next door, they can solve problems, they can loan us equipment, they can help us fix things that we break, because we do that sometimes. And so they're just so, that's fabulous. The other thing is that being in a makerspace, basically if we have a problem we can't solve, we can just run into CoLab and yell help. And there are a lot of engineers working in there, and they'll just say, what do you need? And we'll explain the problem, and somebody will 3D print or CNC route or carve or fix or build what we need. So we're really lucky in that way.
The Muncie Makers Market has helped me to become bigger, so, be more noticeable, more. I've become more invested locally. It's very strange too, because when I was younger, I went to 27 different elementary schools. So I never felt that there was any place that was my home. Although I would definitely say Muncie is my home now. I've been very much embraced here, and I like it. It's fun, it's cool.
Makerspaces were popping up all over the country. And it was something happening on a local level. And really, there was an impact on the surrounding culture. But what that impact was needed to be studied further so that we could know the parameters of that.
I think the makers culture in Muncie is growing by leaps and bounds. It changes from year to year. And what's nice, we sit here, and from where I am, I get to see it all kind of come about. Whether it's through MAC, Muncie Arts and Cultural Center, or if it's, the Makers Market, or if it's YART, or if it's Ball State. So what's nice about having my space and actually employing over 25 artists is they all bring their connections to me, I show them my connections, and it's just one, constantly flowing, space in Muncie, and it's taking over, and I love it.
We have really great relationships with a handful of different local foundations who all believe that arts and culture is one of the critical parts of how a city makes itself better for the people that live there and the people that visit. Money isn't the only way that you can support an organization. So we have a growing group of people who return regularly to volunteer, to help in any way that they can.
So the most important thing for us now and in the future is that we're always bettering ourselves. We're trying to make unique pieces that nobody can figure out how we're doing it.
I'm 43 years old, and I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years. And when I first found bread, it was, like I said, it clicked. But it's for the first time in my entire life, it's something that I found that I do well, and it tastes great. So, and I've always liked food, so I'm passionate about those things.
I have a fond memory here every day. Honestly, every day I watch somebody make something or help somebody solve a problem that's just terrific.
So it's really fun to see their faces and get their, catch their expressions and just be in shock. They walk in and they're, oh, this is such a cute store. And then they turn the corner and they see production and they're like, what is this? And then we have to explain, like, oh, we have a huge online presence. All of our artists are here, We're living in an Amazon Prime world. People want their stuff in 2 days.
People are curious about what we're making. We have 7 retailers, and 5 of those are in Muncie. And our retailers are just awesome.
We have become a destination spot, so we have people coming from Michigan, Tennessee, Illinois, Ohio, and Kentucky. So it's kind of fun. People are like, I can't believe we drove 3 hours to be here. We can't believe it. We can't believe it. So it's kind of fun to see that somebody made that kind of effort to see what we do in person. So I was an artist at Artworks Gallery, and that's right next door. It was a co-op of artists. So we all had to work the hours, split the hours, but it was about 25 to 30 artists. A lot of them had full-time jobs. A lot of them were just artists. So it was really unique. I was a part of that for a long time. And I think that's what made me fall in love with downtown. It also gave me that group of artists that we could all, bounce ideas off of. The creativity over there was just amazing.
Something needs to be done so that people can actually follow or understand that it's okay to follow their passion. But they need to be able to feel right about following their passion and not being worried about losing or being wrong or failing.
What makerspaces really provide, particularly in a post-industrial city like Muncie, is hope.
A lot of the educational aspects of the community, of the greater Muncie community, I think is very important as young people are coming up, giving them multiple outlets to go in, get an education, whether that be a trade skill or a technology or whatever it is. I think that just opens the door to a lot more people, and so that's been nice to see. Not only downtown Muncie and Ball State try to partner on different fronts, but also Ivy Tech come to downtown and recognize that, there are a lot of skilled tradesmen downtown, and they kind of realize that they're educating, hopefully, those people for all of these different industries.
I think it makes it so you can feel like you can do almost anything.
I know that most of the people in the East Central neighborhood are happy to have the activities that are happening at Mad Jack's be part of this side of downtown. I know that with each new project that MAC launches, people are excited. People are eager to have more opportunities to engage with the city in creative and unexpected ways.
We were creating things out of the box, out of necessity. We were envisioning solutions, not enhancements. These were brand new ideas. And I think it's time to get back to that. And I think we have. And I think for communities that, in a sense, are saying we're creating this makers movement place, they're really going back into history and doing what we did a long time ago, is encouraging people to create new ideas.
I think that maker culture is something that has existed in Muncie for as long as Muncie has been a city. The concept of maker culture today is relatively, its popularity is new. The language around describing maker culture is it's a new language, but it's certainly not a new concept.
Muncie was demonstrating that it was turning around. There's a good downtown makers movement there. People are living downtown. We're close to that. We're close to where they live. So it brings it all together. It's a great site. If you go back in history, it had been a fantastic site at one point, where people lived in those neighborhoods very close, and they were walking to work, they were bicycling to work. This was long before the river was contaminated, and long before there was a Cardinal Greenway, of course. But now it seems like the timing is right. You know, Muncie downtown is coming back around. People are wanting to live in that area. The recreation of the river is clean, it's beautiful. People travel here to fly fish, the bicycling. So it's a great place to have a job. It's a great place to have a plant. So.
There's a pretty tight-knit group of people here who are extremely invested in moving Muncie forward and making the city a better place for everyone who lives here. And that's a sentiment that extends deep into the creative community. To be an artist at any level and to commit to making your work in a small Midwestern city is a challenge.
Working together, collaboration leads to encouragement, support, and personal growth as well as professional growth.
And that's another thing as far as considering ourselves makers and our interaction with the community is we are part of the community. You know, my family's been here for 134 years, so I see a lot of my customers when I walk out of the store when I'm not open as a business owner.
I would really like to see the people of Muncie and the people in politics rally behind the transformative potential of arts and the creative community to make Muncie into a better version of herself. There are people working in so many different directions all of the time to do that, and I think that a little bit more support and a little bit more willingness to show up for other people when they are taking risks, when they are doing something ambitious, would really go a long way to improve the day-to-day lives of people in Muncie. Whether they're writing a check for $100 or they're encouraging other people to show up to your events or they're volunteering, they are donating something in support of your organization's mission. And stewardship is making sure that those people feel valued and included and knowledgeable about the work that your organization is doing and the impact that their contributions are making.